Okay, so who are these people? So I just want to tell you my story and how I got into ASEA. This was, ooh, I think it's going to blind me. Can you just set something in front of that cup in front of it?
Thank you, Flora. If you slide that.
Because I'll just be seeing lights. It was 8 years in August for us. Joe. Oh, you want to? Oh, you know what?
I'll move this. I'll move this. They can't see.
Basically, let's just spill that drink onto the floor. No. Thank you.
Thank you. So Joe, I was a network marketer, and he called us from California. He was a professional network marketer, and he really just wanted us to join his business. But he said to my husband, I found this great product, great company. He said it's a saltwater product. I don't quite understand it, Doc. He said, but it seems like a miracle. It helps with the cardiovascular system. It helps with athletes. It's just amazing. And so we kind of just did it just to shut him up. We joined. How many of you kind of just shut somebody up did it? Yes. I am so glad that Joe called. What Joe didn't know is that I was really sick. I'd been sick for 6 years. I had been bitten by a bug. I had an autoimmune disorder. I was miserable. Everything in my body hurt. I had extreme fatigue. I quit talking to people. I couldn't find words. My life had become pretty miserable. I spent a lot of time in bed. So I did handfuls of supplements every day. I did Eastern medicine, Western medicine, alternative, everything in between. Nothing got me better. As a matter of fact, it just kept getting worse. They kept giving me more medications that didn't work. Just caused more side effects. On day 3, I got out of bed and literally got out of bed and like just walked. Nothing hurt. And I said, it used to take me about 15 minutes to get out of bed in the morning. And I said to Foster, something's going on, nothing hurts. We didn't think it was this product. It was like this saltwater sports product. But I had a great day. Day 4 was even better. Day 5, amazing. I wasn't having to nap anymore. And I was just living my life. I was so excited. Foster still didn't think it was his product because we didn't know about it. But on day 8, Foster had some of his own changes. Nothing major, just it was seasonal time. It was, he called me and he said, you know what? I said, Terry, my mouth can keep up with my brain. He goes, I feel this great mental clarity. Again, we didn't know it was his product. So he said, but maybe it is his product. I don't know. So he started to do his research into redox signaling molecules. And about halfway through Dr. Gary Samuelson's book, he is the atomic medical physicist who helps stabilize these molecules. About halfway through the book, Foster said, sweetie, this is why you're better. This is going to change the world. This is going to change healthcare. He was just so excited. For me, I was just happy I felt it. So that was the beginning. So happy that Joe, the network marketer, called, because we were not network marketers. I used to think network marketing was a pyramid. That was my ignorance. I didn't realize the power of network marketing. So we jumped on a plane. We went to the first convention. We got to meet the people running this company, the founders, the scientists, and we walked away blown away. So we went home, and Foster said, you know what, I'm going to share it with my patients. And so that's what he did. So through somebody else that knew Trisha came in as a patient, and Trisha, you guys have all seen Trisha. Is Trisha in here or she's out there? She was at when we signed in, that's Trisha. Talk to her about her story, she'll tell you more about it. But Trisha came in. Trisha has a daughter who's now 22. She was born with a chromosomal issue and brittle bone disease. And she had a life, she was very quiet. Again, you can talk to Trisha, it's a phenomenal story, but she didn't speak much. There was no hugs, not a lot of eye contact. It was difficult for her. And Trisha put her on it. She didn't have results in 3 days because she was nonverbal. She couldn't tell Trisha what was going on. It took about 3 months, and Trisha started getting phone calls from the school. What's going on? She's doing amazing. So many things started to change. She started getting hugs. She is now a 3rd-degree black belt. She is now working. Did it change her chromosomes? No. It gave her a quality of life, though. It changed her quality of life. This young lady now smiles, she comes to these events, she speaks to us, she hugs her mom. I mean, to be a third-degree black belt, she had to break a brick. And when you see her, I mean, she's got brittle bones. Like every time she would fall, she'd break a bone. And since being on ASEA, that hasn't happened. Whole different story. So talk to Trisha, right, Trisha? She's out there. Talk to her more on your break. So Trisha, not a network marketer, but she joined the business, decided to start sharing it with people. Donna, a pharmacist nearby, she went in and spoke to Donna and said, hey Donna, I've got this great product. Donna is the alternative side of the pharmacy. Her husband is the pharmacist. She does alternative. She loved it as a business, that I can help people. She loves products. She started selling it. In comes Scott. Scott was one of Donna's customers. Scott was sick. Scott was very sick. He had something very similar to my condition. And he went in to get some other concoction that he would get from Donna. And she said, hey, Donna, you gotta try. He said, hey, Scott, you gotta try this ASEA stuff. And he was like, oh, another thing. And some woman walked in the door and she's like, hey, Donna, I'm here for my ASEA. And he goes, okay, I'm being set up. Long story short, Scott started taking it. And he had, how long, Scott, before you had results? About a month?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. So there's Scott. Talk to Scott. Changed his life in so many ways. He too is not a network marketer. Scott, are you a professional network marketer now? You are now. What does that mean? He just helps people. So Scott, his whole life has been given back. Scott has so many people that he has helped. You're here directly or indirectly because of Scott. Raise your hand. I know that a bunch of your team was coming. There you go. That's because Scott opened his mouth and shared with people. So Scott's best friend, PJ, in December 2016, he was diagnosed with a very grave. He had abnormal cells running in his brain. And it was December of 2016, and he said they wanted to operate immediately. They wanted to do the very bad drugs on him. And he didn't want to do it to his family during the holidays. He just said, no, I'm not going to do it now. I'll wait until the beginning of the new year. Called Scott. Scott, you told him what's going on, and Scott said, we got this, PJ. Put him on. He was 8 ounces twice a day. PJ went back mid-January for another scan, which the doctors assumed was going to be bad, and was shrinking. PJ's still with us today and doing awesome. And all he doesn't even take aspirin. He never had to do that convention. So, is PJ doing the business? No. But PJ certainly will share it with people and tell people his story. So you think that PJ is glad that Scott called him? You think Scott's glad that Donna introduced him? Trisha, for her daughter, Victoria. So that is my story. What I'd like you to think about today, you're going to hear from people, you're going to hear stories, you're going to see about this company, about these products. Think about, who do you know? A Joe, a Terry, a Trisha, a Donna, a Scott, a PJ. We all know these people. They come into our lives every single day, and it's our duty to help them. So think today, who is it? Start making your list of people that you're going to help. So with that, I would like to, come on up here, honey. We're going to bring on somebody very special now to us. Who is doing the Zoom?
I'll let Paul is, because Paul is our techno wizard. Paul, our techno wizard.
Okay.
You want to introduce him?
You can have him on and then I'll introduce him so you can hear what we have.
Hey Chuck, if you want to turn your camera on, we're good.
Yay!
Okay, don't talk yet, Chuck, because I'll introduce you. So you're going, who is this man? Some of you know who he is, and that's why I'm clapping. Chuck is our CEO of the company, and we're going to go back and forth because there's not enough we can say about this man, and I know I'll forget things, and he knows he will. He joined the company in 2011, became our CEO in 2014. Chuck has been friends with the Norton family, that is the founders of this company, for over 20 years. He's been in the financial industry for a long time, I think since he was like 5 years old, right, Chuck?
I wish.
Exactly. So Chuck is, when you look at his history, He's got a history in the financial world. Besides being very close to the whole Norton founding family, he is a stellar executive. He's with the board of managers with ASEA. He helps guide this company now to 31 countries and growing. He is an absolute stellar captain of the ship, and we're going to let Chuck Funke, our CEO, share some words with you. Thanks so much, Chuck, for being here with us.
Our friend, our CEO.
Hey, thank you so much, Foster and Terry, for that very, very gracious introduction. It is an absolute delight and a pleasure to be with you this morning. I've been so looking forward to this. I've been awake since 5 a.m., which was 3 hours earlier than I needed to be. But my mind always, the first thing I usually wake up thinking about is this company. When my family is all okay, my thoughts immediately turn to this company. And one of the first things I do is I always do a quick scan of the news every morning to see if in any country that we're operating in around the world, to make sure that there's no catastrophes of any kind, either natural or man-made. And we have a great love and affinity for our associates all over the world. And so I'm delighted to be with you. I regret that I can't be with you in person, but I'm super thankful for Dr. Terri and Foster Malmed for their friendship over the years, for tremendous leadership. Of course, Dr. David Silverman, who is there with you as well, a dear friend, and Paul Taira, who are just wonderful, wonderful human beings. Paul and I have traveled the world on humanitarian work, and you are in the presence of wonderful people. Not only are they incredibly skilled and professional in the work that they do, but they're just fundamentally very, very good people. And of course, the incomparable Karen Reilley, who literally gives her life to this company and to its associates. And Karen, I want you to know, and everybody to know, how much we value and admire and appreciate all you do for this company. Literally is one of the hardest working people that you will ever meet. So I'm delighted to have an opportunity just to share a few thoughts with you this morning. For those of you who are really hearing about ASEA for the first time, or this is your first meeting or exposure, I would tell you in all sincerity that what you will hear today has the potential to literally change your life in a number of different ways. It can change your health. It can change your financial circumstances. It can change the way you view the world and the way that you interact with humanity. And so for some of you, this will be a moment that you will always remember because this will be the event or the time or the moment that the trajectory of your life actually changed. And that's one of the great advantages that sitting in my position, I have the opportunity to talk to people all over the world. And it is a very humbling and sobering thing to hear experiences and stories and the accounts of people's lives who have been better. Our mission statement as an organization is very simple. It's to better people's lives and be a force for good in the world. And really in no other environment that I've ever seen professionally, we have the opportunity to do that every single day. So congratulations for making the effort to be here this morning. I will tell you that you are an excellent company. You are in excellent hands. And I'd like to take just the remainder of the time that I have to share with you a little bit about the founding of this company. As both Foster and Terri alluded to, I've known the Norton family for now almost the better part of 20 years. They've been dear friends. Taira and I had the opportunity to work very closely in another industry, in the financial services industry. But really, Bertus Norton is somebody that I think would be well worth taking some time to share with you a little bit about his background. Bertus, along with Tyler, the founders of the company, Bertus spent virtually his entire career moving up through the ranks of corporate America. And really, when he retired officially, he retired a couple different times. When he retired officially, he had been the head of strategy for Kraft Foods. Kraft Foods, as you all know, is a multi-billion-dollar global organization. And he also is the CEO of a company called Hobart. If you've ever been around any type of commercial kitchens, Burtis was the CEO of the company that makes a lot of commercial mixers, commercial ovens, and those kind of things. So a very, very seasoned executive. He also had experience when he retired, so to speak, and moved back to Utah, moved to Park City. He was actually asked to run a biotech company for a gentleman in Salt Lake City. And so Burtis is a student. He will go to school on any subject that he needs to know about, and will consume himself in research and studying the literature and those current things that are written about it. And that's what he did with biotech. It was because of that a background in corporate America as a very seasoned high-level executive, and then as running a biotech company there in Salt Lake. It was through a relationship that Tyler Norton and I both had. We worked with a gentleman in the financial services industry who introduced Burtis and Tyler into a company. It was a company that was trying to take a number of different products through the FDA channels for the Brunner Group. They asked Burtis to sit on the board of that company, which he graciously agreed to do, even though he wasn't necessarily looking for something to do. He sat on that particular board and found out almost immediately that they were in economic difficulty. They were not going to be able to have the money to see through all of these technologies that they had and actually go through the process of bringing them to market. Now, Burtis is a business person. He was not a network marketer. He didn't know really much about this industry at all. But he knew that there was something very, very special and very unique about this particular technology. And as a result of that, he put together a small group of people that actually acquired all the rights, the millions of dollars of research that had been done on this product. And he took ownership of it. He took control of it. And then he was faced with the question, as business people are, is what is the most effective means of distributing this product around the world? They had begun to share it with people, and it started to get legs behind it. It started to scale beyond anything that they had actually ever seen before. Traditional business environment. People were sharing the product, coming to get it from them. And they looked at several options. Again, being from a largely retail background, his experience, and being a very astute business person, he was looking at what is the most effective way to get this to the most people. There was a discussion that was had with a pharmaceutical company who expressed interest, a significant amount of interest in acquiring the technology. As they explored that path, and as they looked at what that would actually represent for the individuals who were taking the product and who were having a significant product experience, positive outcome of the product, they came to learn that if they were to allow this to be taken or acquired by a pharmaceutical company, that would only be allowed to be used for a single application. And after years and years of going through that process, that many of the people who had come to depend and rely on the product no longer had access to it. And so that was a very sobering time for Burtis as he looked at, we have something very unique, very special, something that's changing people's lives. We don't want to necessarily have this buried to be used for a single application years from now. And so they again went back to the drawing board in terms of distribution. It was along that time that they were introduced to someone who had network marketing experience. And as they started to look at that model, again, not having come from that background, they started to look at the model and realized very quickly that this technology played very, very well to a network model, to a network marketing distribution model. And as a result, over the course of a long investigative period, they actually decided to launch ASEA as a network marketing company. That was over a decade ago. And here we are now as we prepare to enter into our 10th year as an organization next year. The vision that Burtis had for taking this product, taking this opportunity, the business opportunity, which you'll be learning more about, and also our culture around the world, and to achieve worldwide distribution of those things. And at the same time, become a leader in the cellular health and redox space, technology space. That was what this company set out to become. And now, as I mentioned, we'll be entering our 10th year in 2019. It's an incredible journey that we've been on as an organization. As was mentioned earlier by Terri, we're currently now in 31 different countries and have active distributors in all of those places, people actively consuming our product. Lives are being impacted in a number of ways that is really almost impossible to articulate in just the setting, but the good that is happening around the world by this product and by our business opportunity and by the cultural belonging that people feel to this company. Culture is something that we actively try to cultivate, that we spend time talking about, and it's actually even strategic for us as an organization. We have many people who are drawn to this company by the product, of course. Some of you that are sitting in this room maybe have had a product experience already. Some of you are looking at this almost through the lens of just a pure business opportunity, and that's okay too. Can you make a very good living doing this? Absolutely. You can make an incredible living doing this and have a very, very large and full life, which is something that I think that can sometimes get lost in the excitement of the incredible nature of our products. But you have the ability to earn a very, very good sharing with other people. And we have other people who are drawn to the company largely through the cultural dynamics that exist, through what we tried to foster it as an organization in helping us be better people. We believe that personal development is something that we have a responsibility to do as a company, that everyone who has any interaction with us should be better off. Even some of you maybe who are here and decide that maybe this isn't for you, at least the time that you spent this morning and this afternoon learning about this company and one of the people that make it up, you'll be all the better for having taken the time to be in this setting today. We, in conjunction with those 31 languages, again, in a period of just really 9 going into 10 years as an organization, what has happened is nothing short of miraculous. We speak in our Associate Support Center here in Salt Lake City, or just outside Salt Lake City. We speak 16 languages at any given time. As a global company, we're open for 22 hours a day. Doors are actually only shut for 2 hours because of the overlap between Europe, America, Latin America, and then Asia. We are a global dynamic. We have 18 different distribution centers around the world. Our product is distributed to, and most of those products arrive within 2 to 3 business days of the order being placed. And so it is an incredible opportunity that you're experiencing to be here to learn about this. The admiration and respect that I have for Burris and Taira as individuals is unsurpassed. They are remarkable human beings. Their vision to bring this product and this opportunity to so many people, and that was really what the vision entailed, was to get the product to as many people, because at some point, particularly at Burris, as his stage in his career, it was not really about an economic outcome as much as it was about leaving a lasting legacy and benefit for people that he knew would suffer if he did not do what he did. And that was largely the driving motivation behind what Burris to go into an industry that he didn't necessarily have a background in, because he knew that it was the most effective and efficient means of distributing this remarkable product that we have, and now products as we continue to grow as an organization and introduce new products, which you'll hear about later this afternoon. It's just been a remarkable journey. I can't promise much, but I can promise you this. I will promise that if you look at this opportunity with a open mind and come to the table and truly try to understand what it is, what we as an organization are all about, as I said earlier, your life will be greatly enriched on a number of fronts. There is absolutely no discounting that the good that our products and this company is having in the lives of people around. My own life has been blessed in ways that I could not have even possibly imagined since joining this organization in 2011. To be able to work with some of the wonderful people that I've ever had the opportunity to work with, And I've worked for some very large and very well-established companies in the course of my career. I can say without any question that as it pertains to our field leaders who you're with there today, to the employees that come to work every day to support you and the work that you do, this company is unparalleled in the quality and kind of people. And it's just a great honor, and it's a great benefit for me personally to be able to say that I have the opportunity to associate with such wonderful people. You are in great hands. I would encourage you to listen attentively today to the things that you will hear. You're going to hear a lot of things you won't be able to remember all of it, but remember a few key pieces of it and work hard to implement that in life. If you do that and work hard at it and knowing that all lasting success only comes after many, many hours of hard work, that you can actually change the direction of your life. You really can. And I don't know that I've ever been with an organization that I can say that about. But I not only believe it, I know it. And I hope that you'll take advantage of this opportunity that you have today to learn about something that can benefit so many people, not just yourself, but so many people in your sphere of influence, that you come in and out of that sphere every day, that you can impact lives, countless lives, in a way that you possibly never had the opportunity before. So thank you so much for the opportunity to be with you. I love this company. I love the people. And we've got great things ahead of us. We've done some good things. We're going to need to do great things in the future. So thank you so much for the invitation.
Thank you, Stop. We love you. Thanks so much for taking time out of your Saturday morning.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. By the way, I do try you guys to also break from yoga class. You guys like us, right? I saw people going, yeah, I'm going to turn the area. I'm going to turn it over to you.
So that I can turn it over to someone else. Hold on, turn it over. Exactly. Wait, I love doing introductions. Hold on. So for those of you who are new here, that's our CEO, and you can tell that he's smart, and he's principled, and he's dedicated, and he's here for all of us. And he is sort of the captain of our ship, and we never have to worry, because we know he is running the ship, and with he and our board, it is just an amazing, amazing trip. So I'm about to introduce one of our favorite people in the whole front of the room. One of my tallest friends. And so he's going to help you understand what it is that we have here and what it is that's changed so many lives in this room. And it's just really exciting to have, he's a member of the Millionaires Club. He's a triple diamond. He is the recipient of the ASEA Award winner. He gives and gives and gives. He is a dear friend, dear mentor, dear teacher, and he's also our audio-visual wizard. Please give a big round of applause for Paul Taira from Funke.
Fantastic. Super excited to be here. My role today is to kind of give everyone an overview and a good understanding of the industry that we're in, which is most commonly referred to today as network marketing, and how it really can change your life. I've been doing this now for 17 years full time. I've been with ASEA for 9 years. And, oh, I forgot to ask my question before we get started. What do you call a dog with no arms and no legs? Doesn't matter, it won't come anyway. So,
Thank you. Good
so anyways, it's a model, and I know that a lot of times we can get caught up in the excitement of the products and technology. And we are blessed today to hear from two of the best that can just describe this technology in just a few minutes for us. But again, my role here is to hopefully get you excited about this amazing industry that we're in. So to do that, I'm going to start out with my actual personal story, where I started my career a few years ago.
Who's that?
1986, but don't do any math and try to calculate. Basically, I started out in the United States Marine Corps. really enjoyed that whole journey. Even though I was only 5'6", by the time I was 21 years old, I was a sergeant there in the combat infantry. That was right after or during Desert Operation, Desert Shield, Desert Storm times. But I realized that I was not going to get rich doing this. Does anyone agree with me? and at one point, I probably may not even be around here at all. And so I decided that I to turn in my rifle or a computer keyboard to become a nerd or a geek or whatever you want to call it. And I joined corporate America. No, that's not me, people are. But basically, so I decided to do that. And I was super excited. I got certifications with Microsoft and Novell back in the day. But kind of quickly, this started to happen. Can anyone relate to this? Anyone work at a job before that you didn't like, or the people that you didn't like? Okay, that was kind of what I felt like. But not only that, I was not happy about the daily routine. Driving in traffic, I live in Southern California, Orange County. I was not happy with my days getting longer, and the fact that I could only take 2 or 3 weeks a year of vacation. That really somebody else owned my time and my life. And even though I did like what I did, I loved being a geek, I just didn't want to have to do that for the next 20, 30 years. So I started to learn about different options. And I ended up owning my own business for a while, but then the business owned me. And I really just thought, man, I just kept spending a lot of money, a lot more time. I had a lot more stress. I had to do things I didn't like accounting and legal stuff and all these other things. I'm sorry, did I offend any accountants in the room? But for me, that wasn't what I was excited to do. So this industry, now that Success Magazine will refer to it today as the U economy. And what's interesting is there are more and more people that are transitioning and taking control of their life. But a lot of them still don't really understand that there's a few other dynamics that they can take advantage of. But I'm going to play a little clip right here that was just on CNBC a little while ago, which has a pretty powerful statistic. Let's take a look.
After a full day's work, I'm here downstairs at the Lifetime Spa getting some pampering. Half the American workforce will be self-employed by 2020. And with this trend of gyms becoming workspaces, it's hard to make the excuse that you can't do your job and get some pampering time in too.
So she was pointing out, and that's actually here on the East Coast, I think it's in New York, Lifetime Health Fitness, they have these areas in the gym that are open areas, tables, where people are meeting their clients. So now, so their exorbitant amount that they charge of $150 a month for their gym thing starts to make more sense, right? If you have to pay for an office space as well. So it's pretty much more flexibility. But I don't know if you caught what she said in that beginning. She said that half of the American workforce will be self-employed by 2020. Some people consider this to be freelancers as well. They use the term freelancers. But that is powerful. People are shifting into controlling their own time. But one of the biggest fears that most of them have, okay, I watched another thing on an airline flight. Most of them have the fear of where they're going to get their next client, right? So they're constantly stressing out. Am I going to have another client? And again, because they don't have a way to generate residual income. That's one of the key dynamics of our industry, benefits that we have versus others. Okay, so an ideal business in this space is that they should have low startup costs versus traditional businesses, right? You don't have to spend hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands. For less than $1,000, you can start and see a business as an example. And not only that, the value should be covered with the products or services that you receive, okay? And that's exactly what happens when you start with one, for example, our promotional package. And in addition, it should be a tax write-off. So now we're in essence getting this stuff for free, okay? So again, lots of benefits. And the more you start to understand this, hopefully the more excited you become about our business model. Next, it provides you with flexible working hours. Okay? Just as if you were an Uber driver or things like that. That's really the sole reason why people drive Uber or Lyft or rideshare, is just so they can control what hours that they're actually working, right? Still don't have, but they do not have the ability to generate residual income. Okay? And then you can work from wherever you want, whether it's on a home, on a beach, and now today you get internet access almost anywhere and have phone service as well. And it needs to provide you with immediate income potential. As we know here at ASEA, you can go to work today, and next week you can have a check. Okay, you can make that immediate income, but also the powerful thing that not all new economy opportunities provide is residual income and unlimited earning potential. Again, contrast that with, let's say, a rideshare driver. You can only drive so many hours a day, right? And then that's it. You have to sleep and eat, right? So there's really no unlimited amount of income. You've got a ceiling over your head. So again, these two elements are going to define that, because again, as a rideshare driver, you're only being paid for the time that you're driving passengers. If you don't have a passenger, then you're making $0. Very, very important concept. Okay. So let's talk about residual and unlimited income earning potential. Again, what really defines our industry and what we're allowed to be able to do. It's network marketing, and it truly is a movement. I'm going to play a little clip here of Larry King interviewing one of the sort of industry leaders, Eric Worre, talking about this specifically.
How big is this industry? It's about almost 200 billion a year in revenue. All the companies included, 200 billion a year in revenue. The commissions paid out to the sales reps, the distributors that are helping those companies distribute their products. They get paid about $200 million a day.
$200 million a day. It's bigger than the music industry, bigger than the movie industry, and the sports energy drink industries combined. That's how much products and services move through this channel. So again, just want you guys to get a sense of what you're getting involved in, and it's produced more millionaires than any other industry. So why not go to a space, right, where you've got the greatest potential? These are some famous entrepreneurs, world thought leaders, economists, billionaires have been endorsing our industry for years because they know it's the average person's best chance at making above average income and creating wealth. And compared to a traditional business investment, like let's say a McDonald's, anyone know how much it would cost to start a McDonald's franchise if you could buy one? If you buy one? $200,000. $500,000? $1 million? It's actually between $1 to $2.3 million, depending upon location. You typically have to work with them. And by the way, you guys are all probably right at some point in history. Maybe the last time you looked at the Bible, but currently that's about what you're going to pay. And Taco Bell would be somewhere, you'd have to have $650,000 of liquid investment and be able to prove you have at least $1.5 million of net worth before they'll talk to you. And then Menchie's frozen yogurt, like these places where you go and you get a cup and you fill it with yogurt, put on toppings. Even something like that, you think, wow, that must be cheap, right? You see the refrigerator, the yogurt machine, it's over $300,000 when you get done with all the build out of the space and the franchise fees and all that stuff. And I love to use this comparison because at ASEA, you're going to spend less than $1,000 on average to start a ASEA business. The key thing is that you treat this like a serious business. Treat it like you just spent $300,000 and work it like a serious business. I'll give you an example. I had a friend when I started in 2009, my ASEA business. He started a cupcake franchise. And I won't name the name of the franchise, but it was in Las Vegas. He bought it at the territory of Las Vegas. And he spent $323,000 on equipment and all the different build-out things. And for 3 years, I watched him work. Like, I'll get up at like 3-something in the morning, get the white truck, deliver cupcakes, try to close deals, throw away a lot of product, have employee headaches, employees stealing from him, all that kind of magic stuff. And within 3 years, and by the way, we had friends who, when I started my little $500 ASEA business, were laughing at me, right? And friends were like, oh, those things don't work, blah, blah, blah. So some of my friends put $20,000, $30,000, had one guy put $50,000 into his cupcake franchise. So within 3 years, he was having to fold up that business. It was a little over 3 years when my commissions deposited at ASEA was exceeding $1 million. So again, with no overhead employee and all the other things that were involved, which I was even more excited about, right? And the fact that I was able to create a stream of income that continues to come in, regardless of if I just stopped. And he had never had that option. So again, I think it's very, very important. Once again, you treat this like a serious business. It can pay you like a serious business. You just treat it like a hobby, then it'll pay you like Okay, and it is an extraordinary opportunity for everyone. So as you can see on the screen, from construction workers to single moms and receptionists and medical doctors, there's no really common profession that people have. But what they do have in common is that they were all hungry to change and make a difference in their life, and they were willing to do what it took. They were hardworking and willing to do what it took to do so, and willing to learn what they needed to. And to answer the question why the timing right now to start a network marketing company is so amazing, I'm going to go back to the little Larry King interview and let Eric share that.
Why do people join these companies? What is the attraction?
You know, I think, Larry, people are ready today more than any other time in history to be their own boss. Technology is wiping out jobs. Technology is wiping out industries. The human value is going down and down and down as technology goes up and up and up. And people are saying, I don't want to fit in some other system anymore. I want to be my own boss, but they don't know how to do it. Do they have a good product? Do they have enough money? You know, do they have the expertise in order to be able to do it? But if there was a way for a person to start their own business without a lot of risk, and they could flex that entrepreneurial muscle, see if they have the chops, they're interested. So it's making a big difference. People are taking that step.
And there are literally thousands of companies out there. A lot of you may be recognizing some of the names on screen here. And the question is how do you know, or how, you know, which one to choose, and what are the key core characteristics of what to choose? Let's take a look.
How do you find a company that's best for you to represent?
Combination of things. Number one, find a product or a line of products that you can believe in, you get emotionally attached to, that you can promote with integrity.
Where do I search this?
You can find those online. You can search the top 100 companies, you can do that. Number two, find a company that's in integrity with you and you feel it can stand the test of time. Because there's a lot of good products out there. Companies screw it up because the company's not strong enough. If the company's strong enough, they'll solve the problems. Find a compensation structure that's fair. Find a support system inside of that organization that will help you leverage your efforts. And maybe find a timing situation where you've got a pretty decent timing situation, a balance of risk and reward. They've been around long enough, but not, you know, they're not the house that's been for sale for 30 years on the you know, the corner of the block that makes you nervous to even look at it. Find a timing situation where you can tell a good story.
Okay, so basically what he sort of summarized are these 5 key elements, and that's what we're going to cover today, and specifically how ASEA fits and why ASEA is the best option out of these thousands of companies in the world, because it does deliver on all these elements. First off, I'm not going to spend too much time because Chuck did such a great, eloquent job rather, on describing the company background. But again, if you look at it, this company is led by Fortune 500 executives, even some Fortune 50 executives. They have over 200 years of experience, both in traditional business as well as in the network marketing space. We are financially strong and stable, completely debt-free. Our manufacturing facility can produce over $800 million worth of product per year. It's FDA registered and complies with the highest certifications in the industries. It's GMP certified, NSF compliant, and also kosher certified, to name a few. You can see we've got a beautiful 55,000 square foot facility, a separate structure from our 33,000 square foot manufacturing facility. And we are now in 31 countries worldwide, including 5 new markets that we're just starting in with the Far East. So the whole Far East market expansion. We also have 2 new markets coming online, Colombia and Dominican Republic there in Latin America. So again, the timing right now is absolutely phenomenal. And what I want to do now is transition into talking about the technology itself, why everyone needs to be using this technology. I'm going to bring up right now one of the best qualified people to do so. It is Ambassador Diamond, Dr. David Silverman. And Dr. David Silverman is also a member of the ASEA Medical Professionals Board. And again, one of the things I always love to share or bring up, David, is, you know, we're completely different organizations. But over the years, because we've been on so many various trips together, I've just been able to form a great bond, friendship with him and his wife, Wendy. And again, it's always amazing to learn from him. So please put your hands together for Dr. David Silverman.
Now I know why my dog won't come. That was kind of a brutal joke. Welcome. Thanks. Very happy to be here. Very, very happy. And Paul always brings the newest gadgets. So this is the little clicker.
Yeah.
To change things. And it's like, not only is it like cool to just pop this thing, it matches his suit. It's pretty cool. Well, I'm really glad to be here. How many people are new here? New up here? Yeah. Wonderful. Could I have everybody else give the new people a hand on the side? How many people invited people here today? And how many people invited people that they didn't show up? That's why we're clapping for you to be here. But I mean, more importantly is, I would venture to say that in your lifetime, you may not hear anything as important as this. I'm going to cover what drives this engine, what drives this business. This product and what this company has is far more important than anything you heard there. This is something for humanity. This is something that's going to go down in history. I was just outside and there's a conference happening here for a disease called SALA. Anybody ever hear of that? There's extreme, I don't know what it was. Woman's making coffee, she's got a little boy on the ground, he's kind of crawling on the ground. And I said, what is that? It's a town in Finland. It's a disease where these children have seizures and they don't know, there's no way to stop it. And they try to delay them, but they die from the seizures. They end up seizing and dying. All of them. And she said, there have been doctors here from NIH. I live right near NIH, and I recognize one of the doctors. The doctors dropping some big names that came for this thing. And I looked at her in the eye and I said, things happen for a reason. I'm standing here getting coffee for Steve Atard in the back there. And I said, I don't know if you're going to listen to what I say. And I gave her my card. And I said, there may be something. And she said, well, I'm going to talk to these doctors about it. I said, we're not going to say anything about it. They may know something about the technology, but they don't know that the company has actually done what was thought to be possible. And so I'm hoping that she calls me and she may come in here. But it is very humbling for me to stand in front of people that are brand new, who don't know anything about this, and realize that what I say may be part of them saying, you know what, I'm going to give this a try for 90 days. I'm going to try the gel on some people. I take it as a responsibility. We all take it as a responsibility, right? And I'm honored to be here because Foster and Terri put on absolutely great events. Let's give them a great hand. So I tend to talk a lot, so I'm going to try to keep on track. Clicking this as fast as I can. Is there a pointer on here too? Is there a pointer? No. No, sorry. Okay, pointer. See that? So I am on the Medical Professionals Board. I don't work for the company. Foster's on the board also. We don't work for the company. We volunteer to sit on that board with a bunch of other doctors. And I started out as a customer of this product. I wasn't looking at the opportunity. My background is podiatry and foot surgery. I was board certified in foot surgery for orthopedics, primary podiatric medicine. I sold my practice years ago, shortly after discovering natural medicine. Who's been helped by something natural besides ASEA, something that's non-prescription, right? And there's a whole world of this. So when I started practicing in '88, people laughed at acupuncture and people laughed at all these things. You even laughed at chiropractic a little bit. You laughed at podiatry, right?
I knew that was coming.
I left that world. I sold my practice and my surgery center. And my wife, Wendy, right there, who's in the city right now with her daughter, with the train up, I live in DC. She was not, I wish I had a pointer. She was not happy when I sold my practice. She's very happy now because she sees that even I was board certified in foot surgery. She couldn't do foot surgery, but she can do this because I can teach a bricklayer to do this, a rocket scientist to do this, a 15-year-old can do this, a 10-year-old can do it. It's a remarkable thing to be able to help people the way we do, on the scale that we do. Oh, that's, got one of these.
Actually, right on.
Okay, so real quick, what I recommend, I put on this slide something because I don't have time to do all this chuckling into it. That's Ernest Thornton he was talking about. We were on a balloon ride, and he's the one that basically said no to the pharmaceutical buyout. And you want to see the integrity of this company, where it starts at the top. You watch this video called The Genesis of ASEA at amazingmolecules.com. That is a great resource site. You can see double-blind studies, lots of things there. Absolutely fantastic. Until late tonight, you'll see a recording of a video that was done. Oh, no, I don't think you put it there. Never mind. If you want to see another explanation of this by another really eloquent speaker, by tonight, go to discoverasea.com. discoverasea.com, and you can send anybody you know around the world to that. It'll be gone late tonight or early tomorrow morning. Then it'll be live again next Thursday night at the same website, discoverasea.com. The recording is there. It's every Thursday night. So watch that. Okay, who's heard of the Huffington Post? Okay, this is a breakthrough. One of the technologies we're talking about, which you'll see is redox signaling, this is an absolute breakthrough. It's nothing like this on the entire planet. And with every breakthrough, the masses don't know it's coming until they're made aware of it. You're being made aware of it today. But just because you didn't know about it yesterday or last year or 9 years ago doesn't mean it hasn't been happening, because it's been happening. This is out of June 13, Huffington Post, 2016. 5 emerging technologies and science that will shape our lives in the coming years. It says, quote, here are 5 of the craziest game-changing technologies that are starting to take off in 2016. Pay attention. Some of them will shape our lives in the coming years. I didn't know what 1, 2, 3, and 5 were, but I darn well knew what number 4 was because my dad started to yell. Because I got my dad on this at the very beginning of 2011, when my friend brought it to me. And my interest was solely to see if we could help my dad and his prostate. He had a very grave prostate issue at that time. So that grabbed my attention. I knew I would feel guilty if I did not investigate this. I found out a couple years later that it worked. Maybe my dad wasn't here. There was no way I was going to live with that. I said, well, let me check this out. So I did. That's what we're talking about here. So we generally have people share their stories, and do you say this for?
Whenever you want your presentation, I do have people who hear it.
Okay, why don't we do it now? Okay. Yeah, so I want to get into what it is, but quite frankly, when you hear my science explanation, whoever's supposed to be coming up, come on up. Understand that with my father, I didn't care how it worked. I didn't care why it worked. I cared about 2 things. Could it help my father, and what were the risks? As you're going to hear, there is 0 risk. All that matters is the results. All that matters is the stories. You got how many people up here?
I'm going to have 3.
Who else is coming?
I'm sorry, what was the animal, right? The dog store. Yeah.
Okay, come on up.
I mean,
So you got.
She told me the story. I said, you're going to tell the story.
So I'm going to turn it over to Terry. Back to Terry, and I'll come back up. But know this: you got 3 people here. Raise your hand. Stand up if you've had an amazing experience with this product. Stand up. For the new people, I want you to look around, because it's not just these 3. We all have had experiences. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you. And there's so many stories, guys. It's like we could just go through them. But first, we're going to have Pat. This is Pat Babcock. He's very nice. And Pat got any stories.
Hi, I'm just using microphone, we used to projecting my voice to tons and tons of children. So here's the deal, I'm a teacher, okay, so which just kind of means that, oh, keep talking, on and on and on. So I'll go short, I'll be quick, okay? All right, so here's the background to my story. My father passed away when he was 52. He had major heart issues, and we didn't find out actually until after he had passed that he had heart attacks before that he never told us about, that his wife did not even tell us about. So we had no idea that this was in our family, that there was a danger of this happening to us. And right about when I came to your guys' office that first time, okay, and I went with another person, and it was like, all right, I'll try it, I'll do it again, whatever. I was not thrilled to do it. Oh my God, it's so much money, but I did it, and I had just gone to the doctor the week before. And so they do this blood test stuff on you, and I don't know details. You all know the details. I don't know. I don't really care what it was. All I know is that there was a red mark. Okay. Now, as a school teacher, I don't like red marks, especially when they're attached to my name. Okay. So there's this blood marker that they take. Again, I don't know the name, but I know that what the doctor told me, when it says 5.0, it's very bad. Like that's blinking red, like danger for you. And mine was up near like a 4.5, and he was like, that's very bad. And I was very young, and I was being a woman instead of a man. I thought, oh, I'm not gonna have to worry about this stuff. But the doctor was like, this is not good. And so what happened is, at the same time, I went to your office and I started drinking ASEA, and 6 months later, I'm like, you know what, I didn't, like Terry felt something, and Foster felt something. I didn't necessarily feel very different. However, 6 months later, when I went to get my blood test taken again, that marker had gone from this 4.5 down to 3.7. The doctor was absolutely amazed. And he said, you know what, the danger level that you were at 6 months ago doesn't exist for you anymore. So I'm very grateful that my genetic history is not being affected, or is being affected by ASEA. So
Thank you, Pat. I think what Pat's saying, what my family Skittleman says, is that our DNA does not have to be our destiny anymore, and that's pretty awesome. So, thank you so much. I can sit here. I really put Phoebe on the line here. She was telling me her story. She's pretty new, so don't bite her. I don't understand right here, but she was telling me the story about a dog, and I said, I want you to share that, because you know what? Sometimes people won't take ASEA for themselves, but they will for their animals. And so it's really important to understand that ASEA works on humans, animals, plants, anything with the cell. So please welcome Phoebe.
I met Caroline in Chicago, and she gave me sample of gel. And I said, okay, it's just salt, water, product. Okay. I put it in my bag. I came back to New Jersey. And then I remember Caroline telling me that it's good for wrinkles, for pimples, and all kind of skin stuff. So then I said, okay, my dog had what's the name? Abnormal growth. Yeah, yes. It was around 2 inches by 2 inches, round, very kind of big. Then I applied the product with the formula 3 times, and then I kept doing that for in a month. That growth was like basically to 1 inch. And then in 2 months, I was like so impressed. I even started crying because it's my dog, it's one of my kids. It was gone in 2 months. So I'm very, very grateful that you're just to ASEA.
That is awesome. And guess what? There's no placebo effect with dogs. There's just not. So thank you so much. First public speaking. Good job.
Thank you. And it's never a placebo with an animal unless you tell them first. So don't you? Thank you. That's from the medical board, right, David? Exactly. Figure this out. Okay, so I'm going to introduce Hannah. So Hannah was introduced to me a couple of months ago, and it had to do with network marketing. So a guy who had been looking at our product went on it in 2011 for about 5 minutes, drank it out of the bottle and said, this stuff doesn't work. He got re-engaged and said, I'm gonna look at it. And he's a guy who's in the gym, he's a bodybuilder. And after utilizing it for a couple of weeks, he said, this stuff's amazing. So the first person he shared this with was Hannah's dad. And we got on a three-way phone call, and now Hannah's gonna tell her story. Welcome, Hannah, and feel free to use your notes.
I wrote a whole thing, not very good statement. 18. Now, give it So that was my whole introduction. But hi, my name is Hannah. I'm 18. I'm aspiring fashion designer studying at FIT currently. So first off, I'd like to thank everyone who allowed me the opportunity to share my story today. Not only is it comforting to be able to share my story with a group of wonderful people who know the exact reason I'm here right now, but it's incredible to be standing in front of you practically pain-free. At the age of 2.5, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease. After almost a decade of medications and not much progress, I had my first joint injection in my right knee. A year and a half later, I had my left knee injected. With continuing pain, I had different doctors call the source of discomfort all sorts of different things. And I didn't know what any of them meant, and I didn't care as long as we could finally find closure. My parents worked tirelessly to get me to see every specialist in the book, and I'm eternally grateful, but nothing seemed to work. After more attempts with medication, a surgery on each side of my jaw to manually remove inflammation, and 2 more knee injections of cortisone for some relief about 2 years ago, I got about a week and a half of pain-free walking and eating before every problem joint in my body forced me to pay attention to them once again. At the age of 17, I had one doctor who had been on my journey with me since my original diagnosis look me in the eyes and tell me the one thing I never thought I'd hear in my life: you must have chronic pain. She told me that at that stage in my life, at barely 17 years old, that my future consisted of choosing a college, eventually a career, and living each day with unbearable pain. I've gotten used to disappointing treatments, but what I wasn't able to handle was that for the next 82 years, I was going to be in pain. And yes, I mean 82 years because I plan on living to 100. However, fast forward to about 2 months ago, after finally learning how to understand my body and deal with it day by day, my dad found a kind-hearted man who made me feel as if he genuinely wanted to get to the bottom of why I felt the way I did. He's helped me in more ways than one in such a quick period of time that I swear I blinked and missed the whole process. I can never thank him enough for what he's done for me because the words simply don't do it justice. Dr. Malmed, thank you, thank you, thank you. He got me orthotics in my sneakers to help with the way my legs moved when I walked. Most importantly, introduced me to ASEA. I keep the bottle out in the open on my bedside table in school to remind myself that there's a very clear end in sight for me, and my progress continues to prove that. ASEA has given me my confidence back. I am overjoyed instead of terrified when my friends ask me to explore New York City with them, or when my boss at work tells me it's going to be a long day, and that is something I never thought I would say. Lastly, I've always had a terrible phobia of needles, and if you know me at all, you know that it's just a part of who I am. But every time I had to get a panel of blood throughout my life, my mom would put a cream on my arm that would make it hurt less and ease my nerves, and I used to call it my magic cream. Now, having been introduced to room 28 and having seen the improvements it makes in my joints in simply a few minutes, I can proudly say that I didn't need a cream to get rid of my pain. All I needed was a few sips of water and a magic gel. Thank you.
Why we do this, you guys. This is why we do this. And in 2 months, because my husband spoke up, changed a young woman's life. And she's going to live to 100 pain-free. Just so that you know, we don't, ASEA doesn't make any medical claims. We don't cure, treat, diagnose, mitigate, change anything. What we do is allow the body to do what it's designed to do. So I'm going to pass it back over to Dr. Silverman.
I say that it's humbling to be presenting. A lot hinges on you coming to know this is real. Because if you know, when you know what this is, if you share it with 10 people, you've helped 10 people, right? But if you teach them how to share it with 10 people, how many people have you helped? 110. What if those 100 learn, like this afternoon, how to teach 10 people each? Now, how many people are you responsible for helping? 1,110 people. If those 1,000 people each tell 10 people they know,
10,000.
We've helped 11,000 people that have stories like this. That's why this is important. It's much more than a business, but it is a great business. So, okay, let's talk about the redox portion of this. There's two sections to what this company has. I'm going to talk about the literal breakthrough for humanity, which is, it is amazing, and it is in everything. It's missing a piece. Dr. Malmed's going to talk about the other part of it, okay? But I'm going to talk about the redox part. So ASEA and Renew 28 is the topical gel. It's none of these things. It's created its own category of product. So you can't, I couldn't put it in a category when my friend Debbie brought it to me. It's not a vitamin, mineral, antioxidant, juice, oil. It's certainly not a drug. And these products can do something that nothing else can do because they contain something that nothing else contains. What does the bottom say? Why don't you go ahead and change it to me? Say, except me.
Except me.
You have it in you. Phoebe has it, her dog has it in. Male or female? Female. I had a little puppy too. It's a remarkable thing. Remember I said with my dad, I didn't care how it worked or why it worked? I cared about two things. Could it help my father, and what? Could it hurt? Safety. So I'm going to hit right now that this thing. How many people know somebody that takes medications? Okay. Now they take medications because their doctor probably doesn't know of another what? Another option, right? So I'm going to, and there's a place for drugs. I mean, there is, but I'm going to just talk about safety real quick, and then I'm going to get into the product and go through it pretty quick. The most important thing to me was, what's the risk? With a drug, there are 3 risks that you have that you don't have with this product. 3. One is taking anything, even peanuts, you can have a what?
Reaction.
You can have an allergy to it, right? You can't have an allergy to this because why?
It's native.
It's in every person on this planet. Okay, so you can't be allergic to it. Number 2, when you take a drug, does a doctor ever ask you, taking anything else? Why? You could interact with it, right? The drug companies can't test drug A versus drug B and drug C on thousands of people, so you take a risk, right? Drug interaction. There's no interaction with this with any medication. It's literally made from salt and water. That's what your body makes it from, salt and water. And it's in you. No drug interaction. Last thing is this. How many aspirin are you supposed to take every 4 hours? You have a fever. 2, right? Acetaminophen. Anybody take cholesterol medicine or depression medicine, right? If you take it properly, unless you have a reaction to it or interaction, you're not going to get sick. Your liver, kidney, not going to be happy because it's trying to get rid of something that's not supposed to be there, but it's helping you with your pain or whatever it is. If you started taking 6 aspirin every 2 hours, you're going to get sick, aren't you?
Yes.
Every drug, if you take too much, you will get sick because your liver can't metabolize it fast enough, and you're going to get sick. And there's an amount on every single drug that is going to do something to you. You know what that is? It's going to kill you. Every single drug will kill you if you take too much of it. That's not the case with this. Here's the first quiz for the new people. What did I say this is made from? What are your cells filled with?
Salt.
You drink too much of it, your body turns the excess back into salt and water. So this is a very important slide. There are 3 really important slides I have, and that's one of them right there. So what it is the world's first and only cell signaling supplement. It enhances signaling is what it does. So there's the drink, there's the gel, there's the serum, and these 2 are marketed for anti-aging, but they work for a lot more than that, and you guys are going to see in a few minutes. Technology is redox signaling molecules. That's what it is. Okay, here's the quick science lesson. That represents a cell. Our cells are little bags of salt water. They're filled with salt water, saline. Inside the cells, we have different things. The nucleus, we have something called the mitochondria also. It's the power plant to the cell because it produces a molecule that we burn for fuel called ATP, adenosine triphosphate. So when I was a biology major back in the 80s, University of Maryland, at Pediatric Medical School in Chicago, we were taught that the sole function of this guy, which I think is a third of our dry body weight or something like that, our mitochondria, there are thousands in every cell. Third of our body weight is those things. But the sole function back in the 80s, no, it was this. That wasn't the only function. That was the only function we knew. Because we knew it produced these little reductants and oxidants, they were considered spin-off products during the production of this. These are as important as that. We would die without that, and we would die without these, and that's where the word redox comes from, reductant and oxidant. Reductants are negative and oxidants are positive. So people that say it's salt water, that this product is salt water because it says the ingredients are salt water, it's not salt water anymore. Your mitochondria makes reductants and oxidants out of what the cell's filled with. What's it filled with?
Salt water.
Salt water. So the company does the same thing, except that your cells are doing this right now. You're making these right now, identical to what's in here right now from salt and water, but you made more of it when you were younger because you had more mitochondria when you were younger. Mitochondria function better when you were younger. Did you have more energy when you were younger? Yeah, 5-year-olds have more energy than a 20-year-old?
Yeah.
They do. They heal faster than a 20-year-old too. Who heals faster, a 20-year-old or a 40-year-old?
20-year-old.
A 40-year-old or a 70-year-old?
Or 40-year-old.
It corresponds to our bodies having less of these and producing less of this and producing less of this. So scientists found, when I researched this for my dad a little bit, just the safety part, that these little things, these redox molecules are foundational to cellular health. We would die without them. What they do is they help our cells hear one another. It says on here it's a cell signaling supplement, right? So anybody here have a cell phone? Does anybody not have a cell phone?
Because of our
So the simplest way to explain it is this. If I'm standing here right now, and there's no landline in here, and I say, you know what, I'm gonna call Joe's Pizza at 6th and Bleecker, and I'm gonna order a pizza because I love Joe's Pizza. And I call and I can order it, right? They're not gonna deliver it all the way up here. I can call my wife, I can call my daughter, I can call my son in Scottsdale. I can look up who won the World Series in 1943, who was the losing team. I can look up the discoverer who won the Nobel Prize for DNA. I can look up, I can do so many things. Now what if all of a sudden Foster fell down on the ground gripping his chest? Okay? And it's one of two things. He's either having a heart attack or she said she's leaving him. Right? But let's say he's having a heart attack. What's the number that I gotta call? And what do I need on my phone to make sure that call goes through? Bars. I need signal. And if I don't have good signal, he may die, right? If I don't have good signal, I may not get my pizza. Now, I don't know which one is more important.
Well.
No, I know which one. So signaling is really important. Otherwise, this is a phone, and this is a flashlight and a camera. The same thing in the body. If I've got cells, my dad has cells in his prostate that are not normal. They're abnormal cells. The body, the immune system's job is to get rid of those bad cells. The immune system has to get a signal, a call. If I fall down and I break my arm, I have broken, so the doctor puts me in a cast, maybe he has to put some pins in. The doctor doesn't heal me. Who heals me?
You do.
My immune system heals me. My body heals me, right? And your body heals you. And your body prevents bad things from happening because we all have 75 trillion cells, something like that. We all have normal cells and we have abnormal cells, right? Good cells, bad cells. Some are wearing out right now, they need to be replaced. Some are mutating right now, they better be replaced, the good cells. Well, our immune system's job is to get rid of them. The good cells send a signal, calling for help. The immune system cells come down, grab a hold of the bad cell, kill it, dissolve it, get rid of it through the lymph, and then the good cell replicates itself. That's healing. Now, this whole, what is your body making your new cells out of? Dr. Malmed's going to talk about that, because that's not my part of the talk. My part of the talk is what? What redox molecules do in your body? They amplify the signal. The more you have, the louder the signal is. That's as simple as it is. Doesn't matter if it's an eye cell, a joint cell, a pancreas cell, a brain cell. It doesn't make any difference. That's why it's a breakthrough. It's not, look, this is not a drug that's trying to take care of one thing. It's just amplifying the signal. Now I can get my pizza. Now I can get him saved. I can look up the winner of the 1943 World Series. Anybody know that?
Probably the Yankees.
Yeah, probably was. Right? It's so cool coming up on the train. I came up along the river, went right by Yankee Stadium. It's pretty cool. So anyway, that's a simple explanation of what this product does. Okay. Now the rest of this, For the science people, there's over 1,200 textbooks on redox. If you are analytical, have at it. I'm going to show you a way that'll make your analysis paralysis go away in a few minutes. I will. I promise you I will. I'll tell you how to do it today, where you won't be, if you're skeptical, you won't be. Now it's actually 17,000 studies on redox signaling. PubMed.gov, journals dedicated to it. The company sends the product out for third-party validations to all these labs. Dermatest will show you the results in a minute. On wrinkles and cellulite. How many people like looking older every year? Raise your hand. If there was a way to stave that off that had no toxicity, no acids, would anybody be interested? Doesn't mean you're vain. Anybody like to look younger? Okay. All right, so they proved that it actually does do that. They proved why it does that, and that putting the gel, the topical on your skin, actually increases circulation. Athletes run much faster and further, and we have Olympic gold medalists on the product, one gold medal with Michael Phelps in this last one. And that campus, that North Carolina Research Campus, is run by Appalachian State, Duke, UNC, and NC State. They proved double-blind study why athletes run faster and further. It's not in their mind. Pacific Northwest shows there's no toxicity. Bioagiletics is stamped on the back of every bottle, and that's an outside lab that pharmaceutical companies are forced to send their products to. Pharmaceutical companies are required by the FDA to send their products to companies like Bioagiletics. They're the biggest, actually. And they verify that what the drug company says is in their drug is in their drug. ASEA is not required to send this to them. You know why we're not required to? But we do it anyway. You know why we're not required to? It's not a drug. It's not a drug. We can't make claims about this. We can't claim this helps blood sugar problems or brain problems or energy problems, because those are all medical claims. We don't claim it, but I'm going to show you how you can prove it to yourself. Real quick, there's another amazing double-blind study which made us change the bottle, because now we can put claims on the back of the bottle. A genetic expression double-blind study done by Tourette Labs. You can look them up. This is a pristine, this is a well-respected genetic testing lab. Study results. They gave people ASEA for 8 weeks, 8 ounces a day. And I'm going to show you start at 4 ounces a day. 8 ounces a day for 8 weeks. That's it. To see if it would turn genes back on that turn off as we get older, and which genes do they turn on, if they did at all. And the placebo, what do you think they used as the placebo group? What were they drinking? They were drinking salt water. So when people say in Google, well, it's salt water, Google's a search engine, it's not a research engine. Okay, there are people that if you see people bashing chiropractic or bashing acupuncture or bashing ASEA, 95% of the time, it's people that are selling something else. They're selling another product. They want to steer you away. They're selling another opportunity. They want to steer you away. And if you find one that you can't find them selling something, for instance, science-based medicine, is that what it is? Yeah. Google search the doctors who are bashing chiropractic and bashing ASEA. You will find, if you search the little trail, you'll see, oh, look at that pharmaceutical company they work for at some point. It's very interesting. So unfortunately, the public uses Google as a research engine, which is really pathetic. And that's why we're going to give you all the new people, give you an actual experience so you know that it works. So what did they find? Oh, the group that drank the ASEA, every single one, their genes turned back on. 20 to 31%, and pretty important genes that control signaling. So, as an example, who do you know that has immune system problems? Oh, there was somebody that just spoke here a minute ago that did that. Who do you know has vascular health problems? Who do you know has digestive problems? Who has hormone problems? Who do you know has inflammation? Everybody has inflammation. Everybody has inflammation. And these genes that turn off as we get older control that. So we get more inflamed as we get older because the genes aren't controlling it. So then they took the people off the product 8 weeks later, and guess what happened to their genes? It turned back off again. Because when you drink this product, you're raising your levels of the redox molecules back up to what they were. If you stop, your mitochondria keep producing it, but you don't have as much in you. So the big takeaway here is how can one product do all of these things, help all of these systems? Because every one of these systems has to do with cells, and this product is in you. It's something that's in you. It is a new category. Okay, so here's the two other slides that were the most important, the other two, because I said there were three. Most important is having a response. Now, when Paul comes back up afterwards, and he's going to talk a little more about the opportunity side of this, but if you want an improvement in your lifestyle, your opportunity is important. If you want an improvement in your life, then the product is critical. The product's critical in both, because without a product, there's no opportunity. So how do you validate the product as fast as possible? Start with the drink, okay? Commit to take it for 90 days. But before you start, don't just start. Baseline every little thing in your health. If your worst problem is your joints, rate your discomfort level. If you've got blood sugar problems, what's your sugar level in the morning? If you don't sleep well, how would you rate your sleep? If you get up to go to the bathroom at night, how many times do you have to go to the bathroom? So what do? You fill out a health benchmark form. The company puts one in every box. This is the one that I use. It's the same thing. There's a start date column, 7 days, 30 days, 90 days. And here are all the things you're going to rate. Yellow, what's your energy level? How well do you sleep? Focusing problems, mood problems, neurological problems, digestive problems, eye problems, breathing problems, allergy problems. Are you overweight? What's your weight? Sugar problems, pressure problems, sex drive problems, discomfort in your body, stress. Anybody here have zero stress in their lives? Everybody laughs on that. Ha ha ha. So, athletic performance, if you're an athlete, rate it because you're going to track your progress. Take pictures of your skin, hair, and nails. Okay? Do all that before you start. Okay? So you have something to base. It's a 30-day money-back guarantee, but you should commit to go 90. The next page will show you no matter what. You're going to know it's real no matter what on the next page. Before 30 days, I promise you. 100% promise you will know this is real within 30 days if you choose to say, let me see. Okay? So what do? You stay well hydrated because this detoxifies you. Hold it in your mouth for 60 seconds before you swallow it. It gets in through water channels. It's not getting through digestion. It's getting in through your stomach wall, your esophagus, your mouth. I'm telling you the best way to take this product. You can take it improperly and get great results, but if you're going to spend money on it, why not come to know it works faster than later? Wait 5 minutes before you drink anything, right? And then what? Drink 4 ounces a day, 2 ounces in the morning, 2 ounces at night. You will go through about 1 bottle in the first week. How many bottles are in a case?
4.
4. So you think that should last you how long? 1 case a month, right? No, not the first month. First month, get 8 bottles. I'm going to tell you why. So after the first week, you're going to reassess. And 15% of the people are going to say, hallelujah, these guys know what they're talking about. Because you're going to see something. How many does that leave that don't see something? 85%. This is why I never give away a bottle to somebody. If you have great results on 1 bottle, you're 15%. But you're going to think that's everybody. You're going to love somebody and just say, here, just take it. You'll see. You got an 85% chance of them saying what if they said it. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Don't do that. I'm going to tell you what to do, okay? I'm going to just implore you to do this. What you do is, at day 7, if you're not seeing results, double the amount you're taking. Go to 8 ounces a day, temporarily. That's why you get 2 cases, because if you have 1 case and you double it, you're going to burn through everything in 2.5 weeks. So I'm saying a lot of words. Here it is. Get 2 cases first month, okay? Money back guarantee. There is no risk, okay? Okay, so now, here's the fun slide. The gel's another story for New 28. Okay, so this is fast. It's marketed for anti-aging. Dermatest is the lab in Germany, and they did the study. The highest rating to give a product, anything they study, is 5 stars. They gave it 5 stars, but with 0 toxicity. And there's the people that said they don't like wrinkles. Okay, at least a 20% improvement on all those things, and 11% improvement in skin hydration. Great. Okay. Now that's wonderful, and there's a lot of money in that. That's a huge industry. It's great that we have that. It's huge. But people use it for skin problems. Now we can't say use it for your psoriasis or eczema, but we can say it can't hurt. Take pictures. If it works, hallelujah. It's God that did it. It's okay. Who cares? But we can't say use it for that. What people do. Here's the big one. Raise your hand if you know anybody that has something in their body that hurts them, ever. Okay? What's something that hurts women a lot of times once a month?
Our husbands.
Only once a month? That's pretty good.
There's so many ways there's so many things I can say about that. Number one, do do you ask him to hurt you? Number two,
TMI.
my wife would take once a month. Okay.
Thank you, Terry.
So-
Thank you.
So, I mean, joints, back, neck, how many people work in a computer? Ever get stiffness in your neck? Okay, how many people are brand new here today? Brand new. Can you stand up, the brand new people? Don't worry, you're gonna get a gift, stand up. Yep, brand new, somebody's gonna hand this out. When you get your tube, shake it up really well, and then open it up and take the foil off, and then put the cap back on. And then tell me what everybody's got. Okay, as soon as you get it, here. Okay, all right, I'll go quick. Okay, so this is really important. Get it, open it up, take the foil off. Instead of bringing everybody up front, I'm not gonna do that, but I want you to remain standing though, the new people, if you could. Remain standing, new people. Everybody got it? Okay, shake it up, take the foil off, stand up. Now, I'm gonna ask you a question. What we're gonna do is, I'm gonna ask you, does anybody have something, keep standing, the new people. Remain standing if you have something in your body that hurts right now on a scale of 1 to 10. It could be a 1, it could be a 10. If you don't have anything that's hurting you, sit down. Okay, so everybody has something that hurts them, right? Okay, real fast, instead of bringing it up front. What's your name and where's your discomfort and what's the... What number?
Right now, it's probably
6. Okay, remember that. What's your name?
My name is Pearlie Song.
Pearlie?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise. Yeah, my knee, I've never had problems.
What's the discomfort level right now? Can you go down and come up?
Oh, yeah.
And what's the discomfort level? A 4? A 6, a 4? Thank you. Now, what you're going to do, go ahead. Well, we're going to come around the bend here. Okay, you gave me your number, shake it up, put it on 3 times in 5 minutes. Just shake it up, put a good amount on, rub it on your knee, your neck. That's what you're gonna do. What's your name? Kathy. What hurts? Scale of 1 to 10, right now. Yeah. 4. Okay, go ahead. You're not be able to get it. If you could. Do you want to see if it works? Go to the bathroom and you're just going to stay in there, say 4 minutes. It's usually 3 times in 5 minutes. Put it on once. wait a minute and a half. Put it on again. Wait a minute and a half and do it again and then come back in. Could you do that? Okay.
past 10 years I've had tendonitis.
Tendonitis left ankle. What's the pain level now? 6. Okay, there you go. Can you get it on there? Sandy, what hurts? Neck, what number? 7. Okay, go ahead. Can you do that? Okay. Okay, so everybody do that, and please don't forget to reapply it in about 2 minutes. You want to put it on 3 times in 5 minutes, all together now.
3 times in 5 minutes.
So when you go to share this with people, there's a video right there. What does that say?
3 times in 5 minutes.com.
Do that, okay? It's a quick video showing how to do it. Okay, so let's rock and roll here. Here's before and after pictures. This is within a month.
Yes.
This is within a month. Okay. This is a friend of mine. This is not the surface of the moon. It's the top of his head. He's in Arizona. What causes that?
Sun.
Do you see it in young people?
Yes.
That's signaling. Okay. Look at that. This is a good one. Take a good look at this one. She's a healthcare practitioner in Europe. It's pretty amazing. Now, these are not diseases that are going to kill anybody, but did anybody have pimples when they were a kid?
Devastating for young.
It's very devastating. It can be devastating. And it can leave scars too. Just use it. We don't make claims, just use it, right? So cellulite, women reported the cellulite was getting better, so the company sent it back to dermatists. They proved that it actually is getting better. It's not in people's minds. Okay, so I am ending my portion of it. Foster, will you finish the whole 3 times in 5 minutes thing and check they can stand back up? Foster Malmed is a very dear friend. We have a great time together. We're going to be in Ireland in just a little bit, here a couple weeks. They've become very, very good friends. He's on the medical professional board with me. We joke around a lot. We have a lot of fun in this business. It is a blast. It's very serious stuff. But I have to tell you, I've been in network marketing for 20 years. And two things. One is I've never met people like this, the people that are involved. Paul, Terry, Foster, Pilar, Joe, yes, even Joe.
Especially Joe.
Especially Joe. I mean, Carolyn, Paul, they drove up, Carolyn, Paul, drove up from Charlottesville for this today. Steve Attar, amazing people. And I will tell you from the other side of it is this. I have, in 20 years, I've had a lot of success in network marketing. What's been happening the last 3 or 4 months, I've dreamt of. Things are moving so fast. We're like in this vortex. From a business perspective, and Paul will hit this, understand you can help an enormous number of people around this planet by telling people about this, but don't mess around with this. This is the moment. What's happening to me and my family right now, I've been dreaming about for 20 years. And anybody that knows network marketing knows when you're at that point where it starts to do this, and it's run by good people, and you have good people behind you supporting you, it is a dream come true. So my dear friend, a Triple Diamond, medical professional board member, Dr. Foster.
Another hand for David. Silverman. I don't want to leave it at that. Yeah, so please put your second application of Renew 28 if you haven't done that yet. And then Paul's going to remind me in another minute that we're going to do it a third time, and then we're going to come back and get some story. Okay, so I have been asked to do a little bit about our newest products. Okay, so when we talk about what it is that ASEA does, we're going to talk about, I hope it's this one. Awesome. Okay, so the ASEA Via Why. Why did we come out with this? So if we're the company that's the Redox company, the company that has the cell signaling supplement that nobody in the world has, it's patented and they can't have it, why did we come out with vitamin supplements? Because this is a group of strategists. They knew that we needed this. Okay, so the missing piece to the health puzzle. So there are people that will drink ASEA Redox, and we hear miracles every single day. But some will do better when they do more. So we have strong and well-functioning bodies, and that's just like a strong and well-functioning building. Okay, so as my patients will tell you, this is all about foundations. Humans are just based on foundations. That house on the right doesn't look as good as that house on the left. It's probably one of David Silverman's 5 homes. Okay, so 3 things are needed to build and maintain a strong and properly functioning building. Quality labor, that's what ASEA Redox does. Quality inspectors, it's in charge of everything. So if you take food in and you hope that it goes and does something, if you take a supplement, CoQ10, zinc, selenium, whatever it is you're taking, the hope is that it's going to go where you want it to go and it's going to have the result that you want it to have. What's in charge of that? Redox signaling molecules are in charge of all of those processes. But you still need a little bit more to have these perfect cells. And I'm going to have you think about that for a second. Make sure you're getting your 3rd application of the Renew 28 on right now. Thank you. Quality materials. If you have skilled builders, craftsmen, if you have all the laborers that you want, they come to work, and there's no wood, there's no sheetrock. Where's the sheetrock come from, David? Maryland?
Yes.
Exactly. So the sheetrock and those no nails, there's nothing. They don't have materials. What are you going to build? You're not going to build something like you could with great materials. ASEA is the first 2, and now we have the critical materials in the form of our ASEA. Awesome. How are they?
Wonderful.
They're amazing. Okay, so we must have ASEA Via its perfect nutrition. Cells must have around 40 different nutrients and micronutrients to function at their peak, and now we have them in this triumvirate of products.
Okay, pretty bottles, very nice, brilliant job, Becky and team, for putting this together. Okay, what makes ASEA Via Source unique? So this was the first one that we came out with several months ago, and very quickly, as a chiropractor for 35 years, I was a chiropractor in the hospital for 5 years, I've worked very hard with my hands. My hands hurt a lot. ASEA helped a lot, which it helped more, but they hurt so much, I had to change the way I adjust. I went on this product, and in 3 days I had more energy than I've had in a long time, and I didn't need more energy, you know. But after about a month or so, my hands felt hurt. I did not expect that. That was not a placebo, so I went off it for a couple of days. Guess what happened? Came back, I went back on it, and now I can go back and adjust the way I did when I started. This was awesome. So what makes it so unique? The BioVia Source Complex. Each one of these products has a special sauce that makes it different from all the stuff out there and makes these things work beautifully. So it's a proprietary blend of 6 enzymes to ensure maximum absorption of sources nutrients. Okay, so what does that mean? So when you take something, go to the drugstore, raise your hand if you've ever gone to a drugstore, a supermarket, or Amazon and bought a supplement. There's got to be more than that. Okay, so when you did it, when you went to the drugstore, you said, oh, I think I'll take this. Did you go to the pharmacist and say, see these 25 ingredients, could you explain to me what each one of these does before I buy it? No, you go and you say, I think that'll help, I heard about that. Okay, our stuff has stuff that makes sure that your body utilizes it, assimilates it, and it goes right to work. We call that making it bioactive. Source includes, besides that secret sauce of the enzymes that make it get absorbed, we have nutrient-dense superfoods, whole food micronutrients, and highly bioavailable sea vegetable minerals. Who knew that was amazing and better than land-sourced vegetables? And the bioactive B vitamin complex, which is available in glycoprotein ferment matrix. Look that up, it's amazing. It's brilliant technology. What are the benefits? Okay, so when we have ASEA Redox, we can't make a whole lot of claims because that gets into the medical world, but we can talk about this stuff. Cellular health, general nutrition, wellness throughout the whole body, aids in the assimilation of the nutrients with the BioVia Source Complex, provides nutrient building blocks to work with your ASEA Redox. You must give them the materials so they can do their job. Biome, I love this product. Okay, before Biome, how many people took a probiotic at some point in their life? Because the gut is the second brain. It's the second immune system. It's so important. Now you're hearing all about the microbiome, which sits in the cecum, right, David? Of course it does. Nice. It's always there. So what's the secret sauce in the biome? This is so cool. Okay. The biome complex, the BioVia, provides an optimal environment in the gut for maximum efficacy and assimilation of biomes, probiotic strains. Okay, so in the nutshell, let's just get this up. There are overall about 1,000 different strains of bacteria that are in your gut. We look for what are the most important ones, what are the ones that are the most effective, what will help us the most. And we're not going to do it in some big, let's have 10, 20, 30 billion CFUs, colony forming units. Let's do it in a smaller amount and make them really effective so that you're not going to get gas, you're not going to get bloated, you're not going to have GI issues. Instead, it's just going to make things work better. And then you throw in these prebiotics. Notice FOS, this is the first 3 letters of what name?
Yours.
Nice. Okay. It's also fructooligosaccharides, along with a couple of others, xylem, galactose. Those are the food for the probiotics. Prebiotics are the food for probiotics. We want the food in contact with the probiotics for as long as we can so they stay nourished and they do their job and they make you healthy. That's what slippery elm does. That's been around for thousands of years, since right around the time David Silverman was born. This stuff is amazing because it keeps the food and the probiotics working together longer, and that's why we are hearing amazing stories. David, did you have any good results on that product? It was my duty to ask you.
It was a solid duty.
That's absolutely. That's all I need. Finally.
No.
Okay. So the benefits, look at what we can say. Soothes the digestive system, helps your immune system, mental well-being, help support healthy inflammation response along with ASEA redox. People age and get sick because of inflammation levels that go up. Inflammation becomes degeneration, which becomes a disease. If we can decrease that inflammation, we're going to have awesome futures, way better than we might have. Helps the body assimilate vitamins and minerals. You make your biome good, you're going to assimilate things better, your gut's going to work better. Healthy response to stress. Paul's the only guy I know that has no stress, except when he comes to my house. Helps the body maintain healthy fat levels. How many people here notice that when they start doing the right things, we can actually naturally decrease those fat levels? Those are the ones that tend to kill us. And a healthy metabolism, who wouldn't want a healthier metabolism? Okay, last one, Life Max. I love this one even more. So once you start getting up in age, we start losing vitality. We start losing our ability to function at our peak. When you see what's in here, this thing is brilliant. So what makes this one unique? This is also a bio-via complex. It's the Life Max. Provides an authentic array of nature's most potent phytonutrients. That's a very important word. It's a patented pharmaceutical grade extract of astragalus, Gatu cola extracts. Very, very important. They've been around a long time. Clinically shown to fight the visible signs of aging. Who doesn't want that? Patented pomegranate, my wife loves those things. I even peel them for her sometimes. With potent antioxidants, pomegranate is an amazing concentrate of antioxidants, very, very powerful. 100% bioactive melon extract. I'm not going to make the joke. Okay, so some of you raise your hand if you've seen the Meaningful Beauty commercials on TV with Cindy Crawford and the melons from France. We have that same thing in concentrated form. Superoxide dismutase, one of the most important antioxidants in the body, and that's part of our secret sauce in the Life Max product. It is amazing. Just CoQ10. I don't have to take my CoQ10 anymore. I didn't really need it because I'm on C redox, but I have really bad heart history. We don't like that, do we? No, now we can do this. Just take the Life Max, and what's it going to do for you? Look at the benefits. Healthy, active lifestyle. Longevity. Raise your hand if you don't want better longevity. And it makes it. I can keep doing those obnoxious things. I'll leave them with David. Supports cardiovascular health. Healthy cell division. That's what we are. We are just cells that keep dividing, and the hope is that as we fill our bodies with the seal redox, we use Renew 28, and we use these three products, that as our cells replicate, they regenerate rather than degenerate. And that's the path you want to be on. We want everybody that we love and know to be on. Promotes normal inflammatory response, starting to see a common thread. Immune system health, healthy cognitive function. Who doesn't want to think better? We don't want to be older and have troubles with that. Helps to balance mood. Supports antioxidant activity, supports eye health. We can't say that with ASEA. We can say that with this because there's so much research behind all of the ingredients. We can say so much stuff about these supplements. Some people are going to do a business just with these supplements you watch. And fights the outward signs of aging. Provides a nutritional foundation for vital functions of the body. Okay, so this is a picture just with Bio Life Max. 80-year-old woman with 4 weeks of use. Okay, look at the size of this mark. Look how it's now smaller. And look at those lines. Where'd they go? They're gone. It's all about increasing collagen. It's all about helping with the acid levels. Okay, nutritional equivalents. This is very cool. So when people say it's expensive, compared to what? Look at what's in here. Okay, so in a 4-capsule daily supply of Source, if you want all of those things, wait, so here's my pointer, 2 cups of fresh organic fruits, a cup of sea vegetables. Look at all this stuff that's in there. If you bought it organic at Whole Foods, $500 a month. It would cost you for that bottle that costs us $55. It is an amazing value, and if you value your health, well, you're here. You're going to value your health. Okay, so that's ASEA. I would tell you that this stuff is amazing. Don't be bashful. Try it for a month or 2. You will be surprised at how it is that you feel. Okay, so thank you for your time here now. It is my distinct pleasure once again to bring my dear friend who's going to teach you why this business is the business that you want to look at. Because by 2020, half of everybody you know is going to be self-employed let Paul explain to you why it is you should do that. Paul, Taira.
Pain levels.
Yes.
Take it. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go back for a second. For those of you who use the gel, try 3 and 5 minutes. Please stand up. Okay, we're going to go reverse order. Sandy, I know we should make it 57 was 7. How's it feeling now? Better. Okay, so if it was a 7 before you felt it immediately, what number is it now? If 0 is not. 2. 7 to a 2.
Wow.
So, your issues with your ankle, it's been chronic, it's been 10 years, was what number? 6 or 7, and did you feel any different? And what number did it drop to? 2 or 3%. You could lose this in minutes. You could count with this. So, you went to the ladies' room, you worked on your hip, you did 3 times in 5 minutes. What number was it when you started? Okay, because I have vitality. Exactly. And so, Pearl, I love Reilley. You had no trouble getting on the Gmail for Pearl Solomon, did you? Exactly, like crossed them out, something one of us. So, when you started, what was the issue? Okay, and that was what number? A 4, and what number is it now?
Let me check it out. I know more when I'm walking. I can't.
By the way.
I can't.
Come on, let's go to lunch.
I know what I do when I can't, but I fix it.
Exactly, yes. Okay, so Christy, you were having neck issues. That was what number? Okay, we're going to step on 3 times in 5 minutes, and now is what number?
Wow.
35 years, I love helping to get rid of people's pain. I am not as good as for you 28.
Yes, you are.
Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Terry. Hey, Paul, how's your shoulder feel? Awesome. Nice.
By the way, everybody, so we saw that on everybody. Don't expect everybody, expect most of everybody. So you might hit somebody where it doesn't, don't feel like, oh gosh, you said 9 out of 10 people are generally very happy right now.
Super. Put your hands together for Dr. David Silverman. It's a great treat. This is why you want to bring people to events like this, because it's very rare to have our medical professionals board members to come and address you and give you like the details on how the products work. But I will tell you from a business perspective, you don't need to go out and be a doctor to make it successful. As a matter of fact, to some people's detriment, it would be detrimental for you to try to give that speech if you're not a doctor to certain people. But the bottom line is what we know. This is what we know. After 9 years, we have now moved about $500 million worth of product. Almost $500,000 every single day leaves our production facility. We have about a 2% product return rate, even though we have 100% money back guarantee. So that's huge. And that in and of itself is the reason why everyone needs to be taking this. Okay? It works. It simply works. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about compensation. And by the way, I've got about maybe 10 minutes worth before we break for lunch here. So appreciate you bearing with us. One of my favorite quotes and what really got me into this industry was this from J. Paul Getty. He said that he'd rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of his own efforts. He said you cannot create wealth, true wealth, by trading your time for money. One of you times 1 week always equals 1 paycheck. Can't create wealth, right? So based on that, that's how our business model really revolves around. And I'll give you that example again of an Uber driver. Imagine if they got paid on the passengers when they rode with another Uber driver. Okay, that would be a good way to create leverage in that model, but that doesn't exist. Okay? So ASEA allows you to create this leveraged income so you can earn beyond yourself and build and help other people to build a distribution network, people just like you. And the residual income is because every time someone orders product, you can earn a commission week after week, month after month, and year after year. Even if you stop or when you decide to stop working. And I will tell you, coming from both worlds, it's always more fun to work as you want to, not because you have to. Okay, it's very, very, very fundamental difference. Now, here is the ASEA commission plan. There are 7 different mechanisms. Everything from fast, immediate money, all the way to legacy type building income. I just want to talk about this one mechanism here, which is called team commissions. This is the first entry into the creation of residual income. I'm going to play a little short video clip by one of the key people in our industry, Richard Lissbrook, and he's going to actually talk about what Dr. Silverman was up here talking about helping 10,000 people, and you're going to see how that translates to our business model.
If you were a typical sales company and you wanted to sell $1 million a month worth of product, you might go find 100 superstar salespeople. The quota would be $10,000 a month. So network marketing as a distribution system just flips the numbers. So we use 10,000 happy, raving fans of a particular product. And we don't concern ourselves so much with how much product each one of them individually sells. If they sell just $100 or $200 a month, and there's 10,000 of them, we're selling $1 million to $2 million a month worth of product. And that's the best way I can explain how network marketing works.
So let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at what Dr. Silverman was talking about. If you help 10 people, right? And if each one of those 10 people found 10, like you mentioned, you have 110 total people. He said if each one of those 110 found 10, you'd have 1,000 roughly. And then if each one of those 1,000 found 10, you'd have 10,000. So again, approximately more than that. But that's really this is like the fundamental building block. But even at this stage, if you just help 10, get 10, okay? In just the team commission part of our plan, if you have 55 on one side and 55 on the other in our team part of the plan, and if everyone was just drinking 1 case of ASEA Redox each month, that would generate 5,500 points, because each case is 100 points, and 10% of 5,500 would mean that every month, okay, you would be receiving $550, even if you stop working, just because of the consumption. And this is, again, in that model, no one had a single customer beside themselves. They were the only customers. So what if everyone had a few customers? You can see that that alone can grow significantly. And how significantly? Well, these are some of the ranges from bronze to our executive ranks, going from bronze all the way to triple diamond, as you can see, from a couple $1,000s a month to many tens of thousands of dollars a month. ASEA has now paid, and significantly more than 61,000 now. And now we've created about 20 millionaires. And again, it seems like this rate of growth is starting to happen faster and faster. One of the, again, additional reasons why the timing is great. Over now $160 million in commissions paid out. Okay, let's talk about for a second systems and support, because it's a matter of how are you going to build your business? Is there things that help you do this? Absolutely. You're going to get a starter kit, physical printed starter kit with great materials in there, sample to renew, a USB drive with all videos and all your resources there. Plus we have our virtual office that shows you all the sales activities specific to your business and the growth of your organization. And then we have what I think feels the most exciting is the ASEA Business Coach. The ASEA Business Coach allows you to track all of your prospects, allows you to send them information like videos, documents. Not only that, you can see when they watch a video, you know exactly where they're at in the process of building your business. Again, to me, this is the engine for you to build your business. And every time someone opens up one of your emails and watches a video, again, you know how much of that video they watched. If they watched it more than one time. That way, when you have a follow-up conversation, you know exactly where they're at. And she's also going to give you a daily action plan. So she's going to tell you what you need to do. Now, there's been a recent update to Jeannie. I will share that after the break. But she's actually going to tell you what other people in your group and help you help them. As new people are signing up, as new people are gaining rank, you're going to be able to interact and help keep them fired up and keep all the excitement going. We also have great social media sites like ASEA Healthy Self, which has great product experiences. Notice that there's over, now it's actually, this is old, it's probably over 70,000 members in ASEA Healthy Self. 79,000 people who are members, and you can see all kinds of amazing stories of the product. We have this ASEA Wealthy Self, which has a great business experiences of people who created financial freedom or added an additional stream of income for their families. We also, as we'll share a little about this afternoon, have a funnel process of how to expose people from a business perspective and get them the messaging that they need to bring them through a process. And then, of course, ASEA will provide you with your own self-replicated website, which is like a user manual or encyclopedia of ASEA when people have specifics or want to see it coming directly from the company. We also have a great ASEA science website. So a lot of the science that these doctors were referring to today, the actual studies, they're on a website. So again, you don't have to be a doctor. And really the key thing is that you are not the message, you're just the messenger. Okay, you don't want to be thinking you have to be a doctor, referring to where the studies are that were done by doctors, and that's a powerful resource for you as well. And we have athletes, tons of athletes that have gotten phenomenal results and achieved amazing accomplishments since they've been using ASEA and our technologies. And we have a company has a great peak performance program that helps to not only educate you along the way, but to help incentivize you and provide you with amazing rewards. Now, these trips take place all over the world. And you can see from our conventions and from our different diamond trips, been to places like Costa Rica, Virgin Islands, Hawaii, Panama. You see this year's diamond trip will be in Ireland. So again, all around the world, and in a lot of cases, the expenses are paid, the airlines, hotel fees, all the meals, plus some amazing other things as well. This next year, 2019, our biggest event of the year is our international convention. It's going to be in Las Vegas. I'm super excited. I'm not driving anywhere. But basically, it's going to be right in my backyard, and we'd invite you to all take advantage of early bird pricing right now. Literally until October, just the beginning here of October, there's early bird pricing. It's going to knock off probably about 30–40% off the price of the ticket. I encourage you to do that. You can register at ASEAconvention.com. Okay, also, I kind of be remiss not to make mention of our ASEA Advancing Life Foundation, something that has been very close to my heart. We started this effort when we went on a diamond trip to Costa Rica years ago. We all kind of just contributed, and they were surprised. I think we ended up contributing just the diamonds on our diamond trip about $30,000, which helped to repair a roof and put desks in classrooms. And the company kind of took that as a signal to start the foundation. And so the first expedition we did was to Mexico to help a village. And the last couple of years we've been in Ecuador. But again, the mission is to break the cycle of poverty and abuse. I do want to emphasize that. We're not there to just give people free handouts. We're there to help them better themselves. And it's such a privilege and honor to work alongside these communities, right next to people, working just as hard, if not harder than you do, because they want to become better. It's just they're in an environment or a place where that's just over-challenged for being able to do that. And so again, this is a great picture of our Ecuadorian school there we're building, which will take on its first students in January here. Super excited about that. And Operation Underground Railroad, which I know some folks here were able to participate in painting and refurbishing sort of a halfway house as some of these girls who've been freed from sex trafficking. They stay in a home, intermediary homes. They were able to help improve the space there. And these guys are amazing. A lot of them former special forces, military, government workers that saw a need for kids around the world, and in certain situations that governments even look the other way. But great information. And you can go to advancinglife.org to find out more specifics on both of these organizations that we partner with. Okay, and finally, let's talk about timing. This is what one of the last things that Eric Worre was talking about. This is true once-in-a-lifetime timing here with us. If you look at the history, this is the actual growth graph. You see it. So if you look going back, starting around 2011, okay, you can see the consistent growth. So you'll know that we are past that risky phase, okay, of development, but yet we're still create momentum. And these are the projections here through 2020, is what the growth pattern is. And so basically, we are sitting right here. And for those people that decide to get involved now, they have the greatest opportunity to make the most amount of income, okay, in the shortest period of time. I mean, if you were back here, like, remember, I got involved over here in the wall. And we took a lot of arrows. Karen. Karen took a lot of arrows. she had the volume, she has an amplifier from her seat. And basically, we took a lot of arrows, and so again, it's been a growth. But we're super excited, because again, I think people getting involved now, again, when I started, we had one DVD, and we had like one brochure, okay? No studies that we have, all this other stuff. Somebody did these studies, but we can't even use those studies. So it was it's a really, really amazing time in the company's history, and that's why now is the most opportune. So again, these are all the 5 elements of what makes ASEA the best opportunity by far in not just the industry, I think in business as a whole, and why you want to get started. And I'll kind of play one last little video clip from here to kind of summarize this.
Network marketing isn't perfect. It has its challenges, but it's better than any form of entrepreneurship on earth. There is no other form of entrepreneurship for the average person that can beat this. No one can debate me on this subject. No one can beat me on this subject. It is indisputable. It's better. So people need to realize what they're involved in, how powerful it is, how timely it is, how sexy it is today to be an entrepreneur.
And if you had a piece of paper, here's what I would have you do, okay? On the top, just write down what you currently do for your career-wise. On the left side, at the very top of the right, what's possible, put a line in the middle of it. This is what I did, literally, before getting in this industry full time. But again, at the time, I was having to wake up early to an alarm clock, right? I was having to drive to work in traffic. I had work politics that I had to deal with. I could only take vacation when I was giving them a heads up in only 2 to 3 weeks a year. I paid more taxes as a W-2 employee than a home business owner. And I was looking at 20 to 30 years before I could even retire. Okay? Now, and for me to win, someone else had to lose. In other words, if there was like an opening to get promoted, only one person got promoted, so that means everyone else did not. What's possible was I now could sleep until I'm finished, right? Let me know that's not true. You know me. So I work from home, or I work from anywhere. You know, you can see me all over the world. I work from wherever I'm at, just get an internet connection. And I like to drive when there's no traffic. So it's like someone says, "Can we meet?" And I say, "Sure," after 10 or before 2. So I don't even know traffic. You know, driving in traffic. When I do get in traffic, because I have to, I'm always amazed. I'm like, people sit in this for hours every day. I'm like, it just blows my mind. Then travel often, and again, get to write it off on your taxes. So it's not just the fact you can travel and generate income, but you can use that as a tax. Just talk to someone about it. Right? You got 31 countries currently to go visit. And pay less taxes. Again, as a home business owner, you can start writing off portions of your living space, from your car, your clothes, all these wonderful things that are going to reduce your tax exposure. And you succeed by helping people, right? You don't have to step on number 2 to get to number 1. Matter of fact, this is how you succeed. The more people that you help, the more successful you become. To me, that was a much, much, much better model. And have the ability to retire in a few years versus a few decades. I want to reinforce this though. It doesn't say a few weeks. Okay? It doesn't even say a few months. Okay, give this a fair shot. I can't tell you how it irritates. And this is why the industry has had a bad rap historically, because people treat it like they just bought a lottery ticket. Okay, let's just go sign up and go talk to a few people. Oh, I didn't get rich. That doesn't work. It's a pyramid. I mean, that's the level of explanation that I get 90% of the time when I ask them, you signed up? What company were you with? So I pretty much know, people in almost all the companies. Like, which company were you with? What did you do? And it's laughable. It really is. I signed up. Okay, what did you do after that? How did your compensation plan work? How many people were you talking to every day? I talked to a few people. This is like ridiculous. So again, few years, give it a few years, and have that consistent activity and be hungry. This is what I ended up approving, and hopefully you see the same, find the same logic in it. And in closing, Theodore Roosevelt said that in any moment of decision, the best thing you can do is the right thing. The next best thing is actually the wrong thing. But the absolute worst thing you can do is nothing. So get all your questions answered, get all the information that you need, make the decision, do it or don't do it. But for those of you who decide to join our team and our family, I'd love to welcome you aboard and look forward to seeing as many of you as possible at lunch. Thank you.
We have a big round of applause for Dr. Foster, Dr. Davis, and Dr. So for those of you that are new here, that you're our guests, I have applications up here, customer, associate, I have the price list. Like I said before, you guys all know a Joe, a Terry, a Trisha, a Scott, a Donna, a PJ, a Hannah, a Pat, a Phoebe. We all know somebody. This is your time, as Paul said. Join us in this mission. Join us as a part of our ASEA family. By the way, David Silverman gets nothing for coming here. We are on opposite teams. This doesn't happen in network marketing, guys. Drove how far to come and present to you guys and doesn't make a dime. And that's what this company is all about. It's about helping people. So I've got applications. Anybody that signs up today with at least one case of whatever, I have a bottle of ASEA for you. You just need that application, and we'll give you a bottle of ASEA so you can get started today. All right, we're going to get back here right now. It's 12:15. We're running a little bit behind, so we're going to be back here at 1:15. I have a lot of giveaways, guys. We have a wrap station out there that is for all of us for $15. You can get a wrap, a salad. Here, they're right out on the table here. But you get a turkey wrap, a ham wrap, a bag of chips comes with a can of soda, water, and that's $15. So we'll see you guys back here at 1:15. Those that are in their seats are going to get. We're going to do prize giveaways. All right, guys. See you in an hour.
Beautiful.